Hey guys, what's up? How's it going today? I recently went and saw Avatar Fire and Ash in theaters, and I wanted to let you guys know what I thought of the movie. It currently has the lowest Rotten Tomato score, just critic rating in general, of all the previous Avatar movies. Um, do I think it's deserving of that? Rating, not the rating specifically, but I do think it does deserve to be the lowest rated of all the movies, and I'll get into that in a little bit here. But I want to preface that by saying I think it's currently like 66% on Rotten Tomatoes right now. Ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Um, it's definitely not that bad. Obviously, the fans who watched the movie, they have it at like a 90%. Makes sense. I don't. I'd say yeah, that's fair. I don't think it. I like I said. I do think it is the worst of all the Avatar movies, but it is by no means a bad movie at all. I think it's actually a really good movie. I wanted to get into what I kind of thought was wrong with the movie before I talked about what I really liked about it, because there's a lot more things that I liked than what I didn't like. And the main issues I had with the movie really were that it just felt very safe. Like very like nothing was new, I guess. Obviously there were new Navi, um, but there wasn't like a new like when you watch the first one, everything is completely new. You're on a new world, a new alien world. Everything is just so fresh and new, and wow, look at all these creatures we've never seen before. They're so like everything's just new. And the second one, they captured that same energy in my opinion by introducing a whole new biome with a whole new buttload of creatures that we didn't see in the first one, new Navi species, and just even the whole plot was very obviously the plot is pretty like similar, humans versus Navi. That's gonna be the plot of like the all the movies, obviously. But like the environment and the characters and the ways in which they fought was very new from the first to the second. Now, the third movie, in my opinion, it feels like they just combined the first and the second movie into one movie to me. That's kind of what it feels like. They took a lot of good points from the first and a lot of good points from the second and kind of combined it. Prefaces: if you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's good enough. It's very good in my opinion. Like I said, not the best Avatar movie, probably the weakest so far, but I still think it's an amazing movie. If you like the previous two Avatar movies, go watch it. You'll really enjoy it. You'll enjoy yourself. It's just entertaining from start to finish, just constant action. It's incredible. It's good. And the spoilers. There's the only new Navi are these tradesmen that fly on these like air jellyfish thing, and that's like cool. And then there's the fire raiders, and those are also cool Navi, but like it's not the same as like everything's new. It's like one or two new animals, and one of the two new animals is in the same biome we already have seen. Most of it takes place in the same exact environment that the second movie took place in. Um, so that would be one of my main complaints is nothing like it didn't have the same like oh wow this is so new and like everything's so new as like the first two movies. I think that's still okay though. They don't need to go nuts to butt with every single movie just introducing as much as possible. I think they set out to accomplish something a little different in this movie and I think they did it well. Another gripe I had kind of leading back to what I said at the start, where this movie feels like a combination of the first and second movie. The final fight was almost identical to the final fight of like season movie two, um, where it's like they're going after the freaking the whales, the Tolkien, I think they're called, again, and they're trying to harvest them, and it's like the same guys trying to harvest them again. Obviously, the Navi have to stop them, like, but they do bring in I think they're the Ikran. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. The flying dragon things. They bring those back. Obviously, if you've seen the trailer, you'd know Taruk Makto. I think that's how you pronounce it. He's back, the orange one, the big orange one that Jake rides. So that's why I say it's like a combination of the second and the first battle wise, because it's got the Ikran and the Tolkien like sea and sky fighting now. And I do think it was still really cool, like really entertaining battle, but it was like kind of like, haven't we already seen this? But again, I still think it was really cool and entertaining. And obviously the Ash people, Varan and Quaritch getting in the fray was a nice, like, that was new and something cool. The Ash people in general were pretty interesting. I'll get into that in a second once I get my gripes out of the way. But another kind of pseudo gripe, not as much. I don't really care as much, but I know some people do a lot, and I can understand it. Is a lot of what's moving the plot forward in this movie is someone getting captured. There is someone getting captured almost every scene of this movie, and that's what pushes actions to happen. Like, someone's always getting captured, and like, I don't mind personally, like, it is a little annoying, but it's not like the same character every time is getting captured. That would be really annoying. Um, so that's not so bad in my opinion, but I can understand people not liking that because it is like just pushing, like, the whole plot of the movie is just people getting captured back and forth. And it's a little repetitive, but yeah, I'd say that's really like the biggest complaints is it's just like a safe, not very risky movie. No one super. I mean, there are important characters that die. Also, um, opening up the movie with a scene of Neteyam and Loak, crazy. That's crazy. That really immediately just throws you into what the setting of the movie is gonna be like. Um, and transitioning here into the good stuff, what I liked about the movie, which would be I really liked how they handled the grief between all the characters of, well, all of Jake Sully's family, on how they were handling the grief of losing Neteyam. Everyone is handling the loss differently. Jake is pushing it down and trying to stay busy, very military, very dad like, just trying to keep his mind busy, not think about it. Loak is trying to make right to his dad because he feels very guilty that um, one thing like that I think they do pretty well is like the balance of Jake feels guilty for Natam's death and the walk feels guilty for Natam's death and how they handle it differently. Lawak very much blaming himself, whereas Jake is kind of trying to pin the blame on others, but he thinks he should have been able to protect them, and that he couldn't. He thinks he failed. Really heavily focused on Jake and Loak wrangling with the loss, but opening with the scene of Natam was a cool touch, showing like when they're connected to Awa, they can actually like communicate with the dead. It was cool to get to know like Awa and really get to see like this planet is alive. It's all connected. I know we've seen that in the previous two movies, but it really hammers it home in this one. And Quaritch, focusing on Quaritch and Varan a lot this movie. Uh, the Ash people or Ash Navi are really cool. Um, like they're very like, and they're when they're in a scene, it's tense. It's very tense. Like they are pretty brutal. They just kill anyone, and like very like Veron specifically is like, in my opinion, the perfect balance of like crazy but smart and logical. Like um she's like Light from Death Note, like not as smart as Light obviously, but she is crazy. Like she's psychotic, but she's not like I don't know, she's not doing things that are illogical. she's smart. She's not dumb. And I appreciate that, not just having her be a loose cannon that's just crazy for the sake of crazy. And she has a good backstory and like reason, being forsaken by Awa, so they themselves forsake Awa back after like a volcano exploded and burned their villages and their people. And that's why she is more so the villain of this movie, along with the army, of course, the military. Quaritch actually wrangles a lot with the idea of like, is he with the Na'vi or is he with the military? Because he sort of falls in love with Varan, but Quaritch is like wrangling with this idea of like, he died and it's just his memories in an avatar's body. Like, he's not the colonel anymore. He's free technically, but he has to take that leap to actually be free. And Jake is kind of telling him that throughout the movie, like, you you have new eyes, you have a new body, you you've seen the beauty of this planet, and like, embrace it and stuff like that. And Quaritch does wrangle with that idea quite a bit throughout the movie as the military kind of mistreats him and pushes him aside. They insult the Ash Navi when Quaritch brings them to base because they help him capture Jake Sully. And she's like, get these savages out of here. And he's like, no. Like, he straight up tells her, like, no, that's not happening. And like, he is standing up for Navi, even though they're bad Navi. He's standing up for Navi, and it's just an interesting concept. I don't know if I believe that Quaritch deserves a redemption and happy ending, but if that's the direction they want to take him, I'm not completely opposed to it. So that'll be interesting no matter what they do with him, I think. Unless he died. Because in the end of the movie, he does kind of just jump into a ball of fire, but they didn't show him actually die, so there's a good chance that they left it up in the air in case they want to bring him back, which they probably will, because he is a really really liked character within the fan base. Another element I'll touch on quick because it is a topic of conversation within the community and fan base of this movie. Spider. I think he was a lot more tolerable in this movie. I actually enjoyed his character to some degree in this movie compared to the second one. I did not like his character in the second one at all. I thought he was a lot more tolerable and a lot more likable in this movie, which was good in my opinion. And he actually is like accepted by Awa and starts kind of turning into a Navi, a critical turning point of this movie, because obviously if the humans can harness that power, they can breathe the air on the planet and make their takeover that much easier. Last thing I'll touch on is Neytiri and Jake Sully in this movie. They I just love their relationship so much since the first movie. Their relationship is so caring and loving, and they're so supportive of each other. It's such a refreshing like thing. You don't get a lot of like power couples in modern American media like them nowadays, in my opinion. Like, I don't know, they're just such a power couple, and they're both so, like, they both hold their own in battle and everything so well. They're just such cool characters. I love Jake Sully as a character, and I love Neytiri as a character. They're both extremely well written and really enjoyable characters, in my opinion. Especially like Jake Sully's kind of character arc this movie, coming to accept Natam's death in his own way, and like seeing Loak and like understanding, like, because Loak is more like how Jake was when he was younger, or at least that's the kind of the message it portrays. Um, More rebellious, but Jake coming to like see Loak for who he is. Like, I mean, Loak proves himself a bit in this movie, going out of his way to get the now I forgot their names. The Tulkun, getting the Tulkun to fight in the final battle and convincing them of that. And just a really sweet scene of Jake finally trusting Lowak completely and like he's his wingman in the final scenes. Just really wholesome to see. And Jake was going crazy the whole movie. He was on demon time and like combat level max, like just washing everyone he came in contact with. So he was really, really tough in this movie. Like, he was super cool. I really enjoyed the movie. I do think it's the weakest of all three movies so far, but I really, really still think it holds up well. It's good. I really enjoyed it a lot. I just love the characters and everything. One last thing, seeing Torok Makto again, the Orange Dragon, so cool. I'm so happy they brought him back. Such a cool animal. So cool. I just love this universe. I love the characters. I love this series. And I really look forward to what they do next. I would kind of be content, honestly, if they like cut it off here, but I think for sure they're making two more, and then we'll see after that. But I do look forward to those next movies. I've enjoyed all three so far, and I trust James Cameron that he's not gonna just you know ruin it. Hopefully, hopefully. But I do look forward to the next ones. So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on the movie. If you haven't seen it, and you watched to the end of this review, go see it. If you have seen it, let me know what your thoughts on the movie were, what you really liked, what you didn't like. Just let me know in the comments. Like and subscribe, everyone, and have a good rest of your day or a good morning, depending when you see this video. Good night. All the above. See you guys. Peace.